Well, we're talking a lot about the heat, but we don't really need to say much. I mean, we're all feeling it. We step out, we know it's there. And Peter, tomorrow it gets worse.
Well, that's true. In fact, it looks likely that we're probably going to have our hottest day of the year so far. We got to 90 again today for our fifth 90-degree day of the year. Typically, we average 8, although the last couple of years we've been way above average. So let's talk about the heat and how it's important and how, if you're not careful, you could be susceptible to some heat illness. So how hot and humid will it feel? It's a heat alert because we have a heat advisory in effect. Today, the dew point got to 68. You could feel that humid mugginess. The heat index got to 90 to 95. Tomorrow, the dew point is even worse. It's around 70, so we're in the oppressive range. You add this to a high that I'm forecasting, which is around 94. The record is 96. And the real feel, it's sort of like the summertime version of the wind chill. Instead of using the wind, you're using the dew point temperature. It's going to feel like 95 to 102. That's in the shade. If you're in the sunshine, you ever see when they show at a sporting event like a baseball game, they show a big, huge dial thermometer, and it shows like 120. That's because they're putting the thermometer in the sun. So yeah, in the sun it feels worse. And if you're on a blacktop or a road, it's even worse than that. So construction workers are one of the types of people that have to be very careful about this so that they don't get heat illness like heat exhaustion or possibly even heat stroke, which is worse. If you're careful and you take frequent breaks, stay hydrated, and maybe even get into some air conditioning, you probably won't get this. Now, tomorrow, we're probably aiming for this, heat exhaustion, when you have a heat index of 95 to 102. But if you're outdoors for a long time, you could wind up with one of these. So if you feel any of these or see someone who is, this is what you need to do. Want to make sure that everybody sees this. And I've got this graphic on cnycentral.com, a full explanation about this system coming through the heat tomorrow. You might think, okay, well, it's hot. Why isn't it thundering? There's a cap. There's a lid on the atmosphere. There were a couple of tiny showers trying to develop, but most of them have been way up here by Governor and Alex Bay and Messina, and a couple over here just north of Buffalo. There is a tiny chance that one of these might pop up this evening in central New York, but the best chances are going to be way up in the North Country and around the Western Finger Lakes and Rochester. We'll keep in a tiny 10% chance of thunder this evening, but probably not going to happen. Overall, there's another chance of thunder tomorrow morning. Best chance is east of Lake Ontario and across the North Country with a smaller chance, but still one small chance early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, get set for the heat and humidity tomorrow. I'm forecasting a high of 90 to 95. The record is 96. If we get a maximum amount of sunshine and a southerly breeze, there is a chance we could tie it. Either way, if we get 94, that's the hottest day of the year so far. Now, I know you can see some bolts, some drops almost every day. I think the best chances of getting something coming through that of note is probably Sunday. That's probably our wettest day. But a couple of passing showers and storms are possible Thursday, a brief one Friday, and something Saturday night as well. Notice you have to wait till early next week to really get out of some of the heat and humidity. Stanley Lost Skywatch. Well, right now, we're underneath a mix of sun and clouds with no rain back inside.